Hey, welcome back to the channel, y'all. Today we're back in the shop. Today we're back on the Cyclops. You can, yeah, there it is. Y'all see that? Y'all want to see more of it. Anyway, that's what we're doing today. We went down to the GPS test and tune day. Took the old Texas bike down there. Gave her a good rip around. Got a few things we got to sort out. We got a little extra crankcase pressure up here for some reason. I got to figure all that out. But enough of that. Today we are working on the Cyclops. Check this jewel out. It come out crazy. This is Illusions Shocker. I wanted something that's kind of wild and crazy. So I thought, man, I'll try this. It looks pretty cool. Grab a piece of this. We'll grab this fan shroud. See if we can't get it out here in the sun. When the sun hits it, it is, yeah. I don't know how it's going to look on camera, but in person, this is a wild color. It's, I think when my guy sprayed it, he blasts the frame, sprays it right over the top, and then puts a clear vision over the top. So basically just clear coats it. But yeah, that's waka, waka, waka. That's wild. I think that's going to be really cool with some black accents. So sit that right there. But we got parts of this thing all over the place. Got the frame, the forks, all the wheel spacers, axles that I made for it. I took a header pipe or two that I had. Yeah, that'll look all right. You won't see that much of it. Looks good from there. But we're going to put it as like a sweeper pipe. I don't know where Miss Knuckles picked those up at. Probably Amazon or something. But this is one of the Go Power Sports flanges. You can get just a flange. So I used one of their flanges and a couple other pieces of pipe. Made that. Over here on this here table, we're going to use some RVL gold chain. I had this over from another project, so we got that. Some of the hardware I made up. We're going to use their dual piston brake setup from Go Power Sports, hydraulic brakes. We got their seat. I didn't have my seat guy. He's really backed up, so I was like, man, this will actually fit the frame pretty good. Leave it in there until we get ready to put it on the bike, keep it from getting dirty. Go Power Sports new fancy billet pegs. You can get these in black also, like an anodized black. Always got to go with the built well grips because these are the bomb. We got a throttle assembly. For the power plant, yes, we are going with the Tilly motor. I didn't film a lot of this, but I did put a cam in it. We just went with the hot cam, right? 265. And I did have this. You know, I always keep parts of everything. Now, this is the 22 millimeter that came off of the 225. So I haven't decided yet whether I was going to put this on the bike or go with the factory deal, which I might just go with the factory carburetor since I already ordered the heavy breather, jet kit, all that good stuff. So haven't quite decided. But that's where we put the motor. We just put a cam in it, left the stock springs. We are using a stock flywheel, which I don't plan on revving this motor to the moon. It's just going to be a cruiser. But if you did do that, always start from the inside of the motor out. You know, if you're removing all the governor like I did on this one, blocking the hole and all that good stuff, put you a rod in it. That way when you're already in it, if you go back later, save up your lunch money, then you can go get you a billet flywheel. Boom, you're already done. Then you don't take a chance of that thing exploding on you, because this is cast, and I know the Tilly motors are way better than the Predator ones as far as holding up to higher RPMs, but cheap insurance, because I know fellas that have ran those and they will explode from over revving them. But I have no intention of really just revving this one to the moon because it's just going to be a cruiser. But I got it all painted up, so I got to get the motor put together today for sure, and then we're going to try and get as much done to the bike as possible and see what all we can't. Maybe get this thing in a roller today. I'd really like to see what it looks like with this color, with the white walls, which I got them over there on the part shelf there in the back. Try to keep them all clean. So if we can get it in a roller today, that's going to be a bonus. I'm still kind of wore out from the weekend and still head scratching what I'm going to do with this puppy. But, so I'm going to get that motor put together, and then we'll get back over here on the frame. Maybe put you on the tripod and see if we can make us a roller today. All right, got the motor put back together. Didn't turn out too bad. I did go back, and I'm using the Go Power Sports one of their clear valve covers. Already comes with a little barb on it, gasket. You got to supply your own hardware, but I put some cool little flathead deals in it. Does come with a breather, little breather, an orange deal. That orange ain't gonna go with it, so I'm gonna put me a different kind of breather on there. We're gonna save this for something else. But it didn't turn out too bad. Got the kill switch. I want to put the kill switch back in the factory location, so I'd have to run wires for the handlebars, keep it kind of clean looking. I do have to go track down my bolts and get in here because I do have one of the Go Power Sports side covers for the clutch guard we're going to put on it. But I didn't have the right clamps where I'm going to mount my tank. I'm going to put the 8-inch spun aluminum tank on it, and I did not have the right size clamps. They're too small, so I got to pick those up, get a breather. But since we got that done, now we're going to clear this table off over here, go ahead and get my sprocket, all that stuff mounted up for the wheels, and see if we can get something rolling. All right, I'm going to get all my rear sprocket stuff, brake hub, or brake adapter and all this stuff lined up on this here jewel. We're going to put a little blue Loctite on everything since we don't have like lock washers on it. We're going to blue Loctite just in case you ever got to take it back apart. We're not using the red. Get all these on here, a little dab on each one. See if they got the right one. Yep, yeah. Yep, and I painted the whole brake disc. I just painted it, I didn't powder coat it. So I'll take brake cleaner or something, get that off. A little Scotch-Brite pad. Or I can just ride it, let it wear off. Right? That'll be good. Let's go over these one more time. Just to be on the safe side. Last one. All right. Those are done. And we'll flip it over. We're going to put this brake adapter thing. This is a brake adapter, or not a brake adapter. It's a sprocket adapter because I'm using the Go Power Sports split sprockets on here. What am I going to put? This is a 70. So anytime you're using these, probably told you on the video before, but if you ain't ever watched, let's see. Yeah, you got your number. Tells you what your sprocket size is right here. This is a 70. That'll probably show up in the camera. It says 70. So you want to keep that. And on one side or the other sprocket, which on this one is going to be right here at the end of my finger, it's going to be a little bitty mark right there, a little slash right in the edge of the sprocket. And then whenever you get your other sprocket, you look at it, you find the correlating little slash, which would be right here. So when you put these two sprockets together, you want to make sure both your little slashes that are in the sprocket are lined up. Just like so. Usually it's the same side as the number that is stamped in. So if you take one backwards, one forwards like this, put them together, you will have your chain. You'd go to spin it and you'll have chain bonding up. It will bolt down, but it's not aligned because that's not the way they cut it. So make sure both your number and both your little slashes in the end of the sprocket there are lined up. And then you'll be good to go. Just an FYI. In case you put yours on and you have a problem wondering why your chain's bonding up, that could be your problem. You get all these little dab on each one of these, get them started. Is that starting? There it is. If I just cross-threaded, I wouldn't have to use any Loctite. Dab right here. I think it's this one. Yep. I always like doing it by hand. You're screwing a
steel bolt into aluminum. Using the air impact or something, that's a good way to cross thread something and have a batty day. There we go. Get these all like get on there. Get all these run down and we'll tighten them up. And I think I got all the hardware for the sprocket. Oh. One more. Looks good. I'm just using quarter 20 nuts or quarter 20 bolts with polyurethane lock nuts. So we ain't got to worry about no Loctite on these. Put all the nuts on here so I wouldn't lose them. Good thinking. All right. Now I'm going to check and see. I'm going to put my deal facing down. It should go in here. Think. Get in there. Got paint in it. All right. And let's see, get that mark going down. So I know this one will go down like so. Be snazzy. All right. So I'm going to get these all tightened up. Then we'll get the frame up here on the table. Find my axle bolts that I made. Which, yeah, got them right there. Already got bearings in the wheels. So we ought to be back in business. Hopefully we can have us a roller here just a little bit. Kind of anxious to see how it looks once I get all this tape off the tires. As to how the bike's going to look with that crazy color and these white walls. So I'm going to get all this tightened up, get the frame over, make us a roller. All right, we're rolling right along. We're going to jump over here and get the front wheel on. I already got my forks on. I was going to show y'all what I did with this thing right quick. This particular bike had a lot of swing back and forth. Let's see if we can get you up here and get you a look at it. This thing had a lot of bar slap, I guess you would say. Get this back here a little bit. Whenever you would turn the wheel, it would flop way over. I guess it's just the way it was designed. A lot of bikes are like that. You'll actually turn the forks, and the top tree right here, this edge will actually hit into the frame. You know, I have it on a lot of bikes, Hornets, you know, whatever. That's just the way it was designed. Well, I don't like it because, you know, a lot of times you got to put a piece of rubber or something right here. I usually slice a piece of fuel line and put on here so whenever your bar comes around, you know, it's not messing up your paint or powder coat. Let's just show you what I did with this thing. Let me undo this camera. Hold on, unclick. There we go. All right, drop the tripod. I come over here. Let's see if we can get you a better angle. I put little bitty, you can't see that. Golly, work with me, camera. How about we just turn the forks? There we go. All right, this is what I did. I just took a bolt, cut the threads off, cut the head off, got my steering on the forks where I wanted it, where this would actually come back and touch right down inside of here. Before I powder coated everything, I welded one there, one on the other side, and I just took some right here. Clear fuel line. Go Power Sports has multiple colors, so I had some clear laying around, so it looks kind of transparent so you don't see it. Sprayed a little brake cleaner down inside there. Shoved it over the top of there, so now whenever I turn the forks all the way, boom. See how that thing looks? I mean, that's just the way it's made. I mean, because these are the original forks, original frame. But now, boom, stops right there. The top tree is got plenty of room right here where the top tree is not hitting the frame, you know, messing it up. Pretty snazzy, huh? So you got your old bike or whatever, you know, You could just drill you a hole. If you ain't got a welder, you could drill you a hole right through here, put a bolt, and, tack, I don't know, put a nut on it or something, if you want to do that. But I was trying to make it look, pretty. So I thought that was pretty cool. So if y'all ever run into that problem on an old bike, that's what I did on mine. So let's get it back on the stand. And let's see. Ooh, look at that sexy race bike. All right. Let's get back on this thing. We're going to put the wheel on it. Get the back wheel on it. Already got my axle bolts made. Just took a 1/2-inch bolt. And let's see. I marked everything. Can't even read my crappy handwriting here. It's upside down. L and R, left and right. So that big spacer goes over here. Left or right? We're on the bike this way. Okay, left side. That's right, because I'll Loctite one of these. Get this fuel line out of the way. All right, yeah, big spacer goes here. So I had to make some spacers, put them on the lathe, cut them out of aluminum. Just a little snazzy. All right, we'll just slide that through there. Get my spacer over there. Got one more spacer right here. I wonder if it's going to fit a lot of powder coat on there. Whoa, whole thing's fixing to fall on the floor. Hey, somebody go get that. Come here. Got it. I didn't think about let's see if we can squeeze it in. We'll make it fit. Oh, look at that. It goes. That's how you do powder coat stuff. You got to go back and get all that powder coat out. Booyah. All right, one has to dab a lot tighten this here acre nut. Ooh, that's a lot. Roll it around in there. Should be 3/4, I think, is what I grabbed. Is that right? It is. Oh. All right, let's get it back up here. I ain't gonna stay, but let's see. Man, that's look pretty cool. All right, we got that one on. I'll move stuff around. We'll get the back one on, and we got us a roller. All right, we're gonna do the same thing we did on the front. Let's see, left, right. This one already Loctited on, so that's my left axle nut, left spacer. Got powder coat dust all over everything. All right, bearings are already in it. Slide my axle bolt in. I think. Yep. Or did I put it in here this way? I put it in this way. All right. All right, got it over here. We'll grab the other spacer. Is it gonna fit? I wonder. Oh yeah. Okay. Look at that. Little red Loctite in there. There's my wrenches. This fancy acorn nut. Look at that. And all right. Oh yeah. That spins good. I like it. Yeah. We got a homemade white wall in the back. We got a blue wall in the front. Oh man, I kill myself. All right, let me see what else can we get on the same. We might go ahead and put the seat on next. We got a Go Power Sport seat we're going to put on it. I think we'll do that next. That way I can get underneath there and get my holes put in. So let me go get my seat, a few screws. Oh, we'll get the stuff. Let's go ahead and get these foot pegs on here. Yeah, let's do that. All right, we'll get the seat and foot pegs on next. All right, Got the Go Power Sport seat. Look at that. They got a ton of different options on seats now, so check them out on their website. So I've seen some guys get some, or seen some that they posted that a buddy picked up. They got different colors on the side, black up here, sparkly blue, whatever. I just wanted something nice, cool, thick, and black to go with everything else. But there are no pre-drilled holes. All you do is get it up on your bike, get it squared up where you want it. You can see I made circled out through the brace on the frame where my holes are going to be. So now we're just going to get a drill bit. I found a few screws. We are going to drill some pilot bit holes first. And be careful when you're drilling through your seat. Don't go all the way through it. You can ask me how I know, but I'm not going to tell you. It's not very cool. Easy. Thought I messed up again and drilled a hole all the way through it. Not that I've done that before. I think that's good. Where's my screwdriver at? That hole might be a little too small. I don't want it too big. Nah, that'd be just standy. All right, we'll get this up here on the bike. Where are we at on this here filming situation? How about that? Then I'm going to get right in the way where you can't see what I'm doing. See if we can start in here like so. That. Wood shavings everywhere. Start. So. See what I'm doing. All right, we'll get this one started, and we're going to come back here and start the back one. We'll tighten them up. Where's the hole at? Can't see nothing. Oh, it's way over here. There we go. Shorter screwdriver. There we go. Oh, yeah. Looks pretty good. Let's take a gander at it. Where you see what y'all think. It's not too bad. You know, normally I have my seat guy make, different seats for me. That way I got fancy stitching and whatnot. This one fit in there pretty good. I like the way it fit. That way you can see more of the frame rail around it. Instead of the frame rail or the seat being real big and, coming over the top and hiding it. Yeah. I dig it. Looks good. That looks really good. I like it. And they're pretty comfy too. All right, so now we got that done. Let's get these foot pegs on here. We got those. Let me get some tools out of the way and get the powder coat out of the holes. And then we'll get these foot pegs mounted up. All right. Got all that powder out of the holes. It's all over the place now. Yep. Let's see. And these do fold up. So if you're trying to put them somewhere, put it in your car or whatever, whatnot. These are nice and foldable. They do come with your hardware. I think that's a 6. Let's see. What is this? I'm reading. Yes, 6 millimeters. So you'll need a 6 millimeter Allen wrench to install these. They already do come with whenever you get them, they do come with your hardware. So you'll get a flat washer, lock washer, and the bolt. See, that folds up that way. Yeah, it's going to look a lot better. That looks a lot better than the factory Oshkoshi looking stuff that they had on here. course, I think somebody re-welded it anyway. Probably helps if I had it the right way. There we go. I'll stay there till the same time next week. Put some put on. And it's that simple. Look at there. Look at that. Nice. Wife's going to edit that part out. Anyway. Okay, let me see what else we can do. We can probably go ahead and get the, we do have throttle and stuff to put on it. Let's see. What are we going to do next? What are we going to do next? Let's go ahead and do that. We'll get the throttle and stuff bolted up there. We'll get the grips on it. We got the nice built well grips, and get the brake line, caliper, all that stuff run. So we're going to need some built wellies. Boom. And we're going to need our bag of oh, I got to put the I got the pretty bling. I got to get that put on it. Stay focused here. All right. This should be spinning around here. I'll leave you all a description for all these part numbers, but yes, throttle housing with the grips. Yep. So we'll get that opened up, put that on there, and brake caliper, fuel line out of the way. Golly, what a mess. All right. So that's what we're going to do. Let's grab this. Get it over here. Boom, boom, boom. We'll sit it right back yonder. Okay, so that's what we're going to do next. I'll get this stuff unpackaged, and we'll get it put on the bike. All right, so we're going to throw the rear brake caliper on there. Now this is, well, this part of it is actually the extension tab from Go Power Sports. So their brake caliper, if you get it, will bolt right up to it. Of course, I am going to go back later and route this line. I haven't decided when I'm going to do that yet. But just to hold it steady while I'm doing all that, moving the line around, I'll go ahead and just mount it. I'm going to need to do this. Already got my bolts, lock washer. You'll need a 5mm Allen wrench or socket, whatever you would use for the bolt. If I can find the hole, it's in there somewhere. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to get to it. Maybe. Yeah, see? Now I'm going to throw that down there on the floor. All right, put the other bolt here. Maybe. Helps if I can see what I'm doing. There it is. Longest brake install video ever. All right. You always want to make sure and check whenever you're putting your bolts through here. They go through your bracket, through the caliper bracket. Look on the back side and make sure that they're not touching your rotor. You know, spin your rotor, make sure nothing's dragging. You got plenty of room in between your brake bracket and your rotor so you don't have any interference. So if your wheel spins like that, you're in good shape. All right, get these tight. There we go. We're all good. So I'm going to figure out where and how I'm going to mount the brake line, because that brake line is kind of long. So what I do here is I just barely crack this, just enough I can turn the banjo part of the fitting and try not to lose any brake fluid. That way I have to go back and re-bleed it. But I'm going to get this figured out how I'm going to mount that cable, where I'm going to go underneath, try and hide it. Not sure yet. So I'll get that ran where I wanted it, and we're gonna get the handle part of it mounted up yonder. I did get the grip zone already, or one of them. I'm gonna come over here. I already got the factory ones off that these came with. Got mother built well on, but I'm gonna have to cut this cable down for the way I'm putting the throttle cable in. So I did not put the assembly all together yet. I'm gonna wait and put all this together because I think I'm gonna have to take the cable and actually cut the cable down. So when I get to that part, then I'll get the other grip mounted on there. Hey, look, I'm still in frame. Oh man, it's hot. Anyway, okay, I got the brake line somewhat routed. I ain't got nothing zip tied yet. I hate putting zip ties on stuff, but I figured I'm gonna go ahead and get the engine put in it. Then I'll figure out what else I have to run somewhere, first throttle cable and all that. So before I attach it permanently. So I'm gonna go grab the power plant. We're gonna sit that in it, even though don't have everything, but at least I can get in it, get it in the frame, and maybe get clutch on and all that good stuff. I still got a chain tensioner I'll put on. So I'm gonna go grab a motor. Go. Let's see. All right, that looks pretty snazzy. This should have been on my hardware. It said engine bolts in it. So just get these started in here. I'm gonna put this big old huge flat washer on the bottom. Pretty good size, kind of thick. Because this thing doesn't have a full engine plate. It's just got the two little strips here. So we're gonna put this on there for added stability. And we'll put a lock washer and a nut on them also. All right. There we go. Drop that in here. Leave all these loose because I'm gonna have to adjust the motor anyway. And I think I already got the chain cut. I do believe. It's right in the way. There we go. That works. I need another flat washer. And that's snug enough. One more over here. Get in there. There it is. All right. Put the flat washer in here. Go. And we'll slide this engine all the way back. Just like so. We got plenty of room for the valve cover to tire to clear. We better put it back on the stand with it. Foot all into the floor. There we go. Still got to get my brackets. I need to get my clamps tomorrow so I can get the tank mounted. But that's starting to look pretty snazzy. Let's take a gander at it, see what y'all think. Yeah. Looks pretty cool. I kind of like the somewhat satin black kind of look with the sparkly green. I think that turned out pretty good. Like I said, get the tank put up there, get the fuel line run. Okie doke. So now we can come over here. I got a lot of finishing small touch things to do. So I guess what we'll do next is I'll get my chain tensioner. Oh, yeah, this bracket right here, this is what I made my chain tensioner out of. And these are from Go Power Sports. This is like the big one. They make a medium sized one. Then they make a real small little 3-hole bracket. So I figured, hey, that's going to look kind of cool. So I'll make my chain tensioner out of that. And obviously, you know, like me, I'm going to put a light up skateboard wheel on it, of course. So we got the engine bolts in it. I'm going to go get my chain tensioner stuff, chain and clutch. And yeah, we'll get that done next. I think I got it all right there. Yeah. Go Power Sports clutch, RVO gold chain. Let's get that and get that on the bike. All right, now we're going to get the clutch put on the bike. Before we do, this clutch is used. I've had it on another bike, but it's a max torque 3/4 inch shaft from Go Power Sports. It's got a little play in it. It's not bad. I did brake clean it real good, but what you do to oil the clutch, see if I can show y'all on this. You got your snap ring that holds the bell, the sprocket and the bell onto the center part comes through. So you got the snap ring right here. So I find that opening right here in the snap ring, right with you stick your snap ring pliers. And this is just a lubricant, which is cool because it's got a little bitty thingy right there on the end of it. What are you going to call it? And I just dribble that right down inside there, spin it around a little bit, kind of hold it at an angle. You can do this on the bike, off the bike. It doesn't matter. A little bit easier to do it when you got it off the bike before you put your new clutch on. That way you can spin it around. There's already a big difference just by that drop or two right there. Don't over oil it, but we're going to give it another little drop. Kind of hold it at an angle. Let it work its way down inside there. Oh, yeah. That's like butter. There we go. All right. Now, before I put this on, what I do on my bikes, I take anti-seize. Don't use a lot of this stuff. You'll look like the Tin Man. Don't spray it directly. What we're doing here is we're going to put it on the crankshaft. This stuff repels water, blah, blah, blah. And it's a lubricant also, so it helps you slide the clutch on and off. Clutch don't get seized. And if you ever see one of my short videos, stick an airplane. Golly. I have a short video the wife posted of removing the clutch off an old HS35 Tecumseh. I tried everywhere in the world to save that thing. I lightly heated it, lubed it. I even did an old trick of getting it good and warm and splashing it with cold water real quick, trying to shock the rust to get it off. Didn't work. It was completely seized to the crank. Anyway, check that short out. It's pretty cool. But what I do is I take a little anti-seize. I just spray it on paper towel. Use my finger because you spray it on here. This stuff's going to get all over the place. So just spray a little bit on paper towel. Get it on your finger. And I wipe this whole crank down. Keyway area. Just like so. Just like that. Don't worry about the inside. You don't want to put it in there. Just everything out there. Look at that. You wipe it off and it still stays. I can get some brake cleaner. See what I'm talking about? That stuff don't like coming off. I'm going to throw this away somewhere like over there because if not, I'll have it all over the bike. Okay, so we're going to put the clutch on. I am going to use one shim because that's what I figured out with my chain alignment. So I'm going to put my one shim on. Just like so. Take my clutch. Already got my set screws in it. Look how that slides on and off. You anti-seize it. That's how your clutch should come on and off if you got to work on one. We got our Allen wrench. I'm going to insert the keyway. And when you do get a new clutch, they'll come with all this stuff. I'm going to put a flat washer, lock washer. This is a 5/16 by 24 thread. Get this started. I think I had a nut driver laying around here somewhere. Impact driver. Wherever it's at. It's over on a table right here. Where did I put it? We'll find it in a minute. Anyway, so that's snug. Clutch is all the way in, bottomed out. We'll tighten these up. There you go. And there's one more down here. All right. We're in business. Now we got a nice lubed up clutch. So you ever trying to crank your bike and it acts like it wants to be engaged, like you have a clutch problem, like it's trying to grab and the bike is trying to pull whenever you're cranking it up, it's because your clutch, this basket is not lubed and spinning good, and it's trying to stay engaged. So all you can do is you can lean the bike over and dribble you some engine oil will work just fine. If you ever got to take one apart and service it, I could probably do a different video if y'all wanted to see that, taking one apart and doing other stuff. I've taken these apart and actually cut the shoes in some of them, did some tricks to the bell, or the bell housing part, I call it, or the drum. Y'all want to see a video on that? We could do that for you. But that's what you need to do is you need to keep this clutch oil down inside there. Never try and get any oil in here, because obviously when the weights swing out to catch the drum, that'll start slipping, then you'll have problems. But that's where you need to oil it at. I got this fancy little bottle, I think, at the dollar store, and it's got a cool little, like little needle looking thing on the end, so you can get that oil right inside there. Anyway, all right, thought I'd show you that. Now what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna get the chain on it, or go get my chain tensioner that I got made up. We'll get the chain on it. All right, go ahead and get this chain tensioner. Like I said, I use one of the factory, not factory, this is from Go Power Sports' factory. One of their little gusset bracket things. Got me a bolt that I scrounged up, made me a spacer. Got a pretty nut to put on the backside. Pretty snazzy. I think that was 7/16. Yep. We'll tighten this up with the Allen wrench. Here. There we go. Look at that. That all look pretty snazzy at night. All right, quit playing with it. All right, let's run the chain on it. We're using this is a piece of hide off another bike. I looked at it, looked pretty good. So we're going to use this. It's RLV gold on gold. You can get the gold on black, gold on gold. Right down here without scratching everything up. And look at that. It's actually too long. That motor all the way back. Yeah. Oh, that's why. All right. No big deal. So we're going to take our Carter pin, not our Carter pin, master link. Get that in there. To hold it, let's just double check it. Ease this motor forward a little bit. Oh yeah, we'll be in business. All right, this looks pretty good. I'll get this, get the rest of my master link and keeper in there. Then we'll go find the clutch cover, make sure all that jives. I think everything looked like it was going to, because this chain goes up. Normally your chain would be going down for the cover, so I had to cut some of it. But let's get this on, get it tight, get the clutch cover on it. All right, got all that, got the chain on. I didn't film putting this on, but this is one of the Go Power Sports long ones that came, you know, way back here, and it's what I had. So I cut it down, just kind of made it look pretty. But they do carry the small one on their website. I just happen to have the long one, cut it down. But it is what it is, you know. So next thing we'll do is we're going to put this fancy Oshkosh exhaust I made on here. Already got my gasket on. Yeah. We're going to put us a lock washer on first. And I got extra nuts here. We might double nut it, maybe. I think we might. Put a lock washer on here. We got plenty of room. Yeah, look at that. It fits like socks on a banty rooster. Tighten this up a little bit. Probably should have got a socket. I'm gonna get a socket. Half inch. We need a half inch. Got it. Half inch, 13, same difference. Oh, that's better. Keep these good and snug. we got room. I'm gonna put an extra nut on top just for giggles. Why not? Because I don't have any brace on this thing. Should be fine, but since I got them here, we'll put them on. Why not? Okay, there. Got plenty of clearance from everything. I don't see too much of that sparkly wheel. All right. That don't look too shabby. Let's take it off the stand, see what it looks like from the back. Oh. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. Not too low, but a little low. Yeah. How does it look from up here? Pretty snazzy. All right, I think what I'm gonna do now is I can't get the tank on, so we're not gonna crank it and ride it today because I don't have the right clamps, but I got all my hardware up here. These are little rascal tank mounts if you ever take like the 8-inch spun aluminum and you want to mount it like underneath here or whatnot. I'm gonna put them down here on these horns off the engine because I didn't want to put anything on the top. So we're just gonna use them and put them down here, mount the tank, be all like tucked in there. And this is the throttle. Let's walk around over here. This is a throttle. I had one of these things laying around. I don't know where I got it from. I was like, let me hook this thing up. So it just goes through one of the head bolts. Got a little arm that comes over to your throttle. I had to kind of bend it, make it work. But my throttle cable will actually come through the little boss, just like so, come through here, come over to this arm, and brap, brap, brap. So I guess what I can do now is I need to get this cable mounted up because I know the cable that I got in the kit is going to be long, so I need to cut the outside jacket of it and then figure how much I need to come through here, here, and here to hook up to this arm. So I guess I'll get that done. I can go ahead and get the breather on so we ain't got no June bugs getting in there or something. All right, let me get that done. And this little thing's looking pretty good. I've still got a lot of little detailed things I need to get done before I pull all the tape and all that good stuff off, but it's not looking too bad. Let's get that throttle on it. All right, y'all. Got clamps. Actually, I got 2 sets of clamps this time, so I'll have an extra set for next time. So we'll get swinging around here, show you what we're going to get done to the bike, and then we'll be putting this thing back on the ground, I do believe. It's really close. There's a button back there somewhere to turn this camera on. All right, got my clamps today. Got my little barb down here that's going to go for my fuel outlet. And let's see what else I get. I found this fuel line. Go Power Sports has different colors. I think I got this from them. Not sure. But I figured, man, that's a wild, crazy color. You know, the bike's kind of crazy. I don't know. It's either this or clear. Got 2 sets of clamps. And while I was digging around for a breather for the top of the cap, because I don't know where I put it, so I had a stash pile somewhere. Where did we put it? Yep, right there. Breather for the cap. I found some valve stem caps. Check these out. The wife's got me some of these. Look at that. Got a little 4-leaf clover on them. And they're kind of green. I don't know if it shows in the camera, but I was like, hey, this will look kind of cool on this green looking bike. What do you think? We're going to put them on there anyway. So what I'm going to do to mount the gas tank, 8-inch spun aluminum one from Go Power Sports, we're going to take and mount it right up here. These are little Rascal fuel tank mount brackets, I think is what is on the packing. This is what one looks like right here. So this is kind of handy. If you need to mount your catch can, you could I think what I did is I whacked this ear off right here and just stuck the catch can right up in this area, bolted it to the frame, run you a tie around it. So if you wanted to bolt this somewhere, let's say let's say this is your bolt hole. You wanted to bolt that right to it. You could bolt that right there and you could actually put the little small aluminum catch can right in this thing. So you could multi-purpose use it. But we're going to use them to mount the gas tank on the horns of this engine block, just like so. Just like I got that other one. So I think I've done this before on some bikes. Works pretty good. So what I'm going to do now is get the tank plumbed up, get my fuel line ran, blah, blah, blah. And then we'll take a look at it and see how it looks. All right, got the gas tank mounted all up. My throttle cable is rigged up there. We got that good to go. I think the last two things we got to stick on the bike is heavy breather. Already got my Go Power Sports sock on it. We went with black, kind of go with the motor. And and we got a reproduction of the factory sticker that went on the front neck right there. Cyclops. So we got to get this centered up, put on there. That's going to look pretty snazzy. That's just like the one that came off of it. I think the one that came off of it had blue lines instead of black lines, but it's kind of hard to tell what much of it left. We got to get that on it. We got to get the tape off the tires. I'm going to throw some gasoline in it, get her on the ground, and get the old selfie stick. We're going to see how she sounds. We're going to take her for a spin. So let's get to it. All right, let's crank it up and see how she sounds. Turn that on. Fuel's on. Let's give it a little choke. Gas cap tight. There we go. Oh, almost one pull. Oh, let's turn the idle up a little bit.
chain's a little noisy. All right. Well, the maiden voyage went extremely well. Figured I'd get out here in the sun, give you kind of walk around, see what it looks like out in the sun. Man, this is Illusion's shocker. I don't know how it's going to show up on the camera, but man, out in the sun, that stuff looks crazy. And I think it looks pretty snazzy with the white walls. Got the swoopy exhaust on it. Yeah, I think it turned out pretty cool. That comfy Go Power Sport seat, that fits in there really good so you can see all the frame rails. Of course, you got to have a Tilly 212 motor on any kind of cruiser. But it turned out pretty sexy. Strictly custom mini bike. What do y'all think? So, like how I got that Go Power Sports kill switch. Snazzy. So, special thanks to Go Power Sports for all the help with this build. They fixed me up with a good power plant, seat, throttle grips, control levers, brakes, chain, sprocket, clutch guard. And that rattling noise, I needed to go back and tighten that chain up a little bit. It was kind of slapping a little bit, so I need to tighten that chain up. But awesome part. So if y'all want to give them a shout, if you got anything, if you want to take an old crusty mini bike like this, turn it into that, Go Power Sports is the folks that you need to contact for all your parts. So not too bad. Take an old rusty crusty, turn it into something fantabulous looking. So make sure and give those guys a shout if you need anything as far as go-kart parts, mini bike parts. They got it. Just give them a shout. Tell them I sent you. So I'm going to spin you around, get in the shade a little bit. So hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to share it with your friends. And like I said, if you need anything as far as go-kart and mini bike part related, make sure and check out the fine folks at Go Power Sports. And if you place an order, hey, tell them Rick sent you. And let's see, I'm not sure what we got working on next. We got a couple big things lined up, so we're still figuring out what we're going to tackle and jump on next. So thank you all very much for taking the time to watch. Hope you all enjoyed. We'll see you on the next build. Take care.